Hello, listeners. I apologize. I am not your typical narrator. Instead, sadly, he's right now in the back, packing up still for his little trip that he's got. Oh no, I wasn't supposed to. Don't worry. It's a very big card, and Robbie's looking for something He's looking for something in the way far back. So, for now, let's let another gnome take over and explain what happened last time.
After we have dinner, Rain and Grimtuck go to play games. I'm never good at games like that. My luck no good. I not know how they do, but after they have drinking contest. That's something I can do, so I join. Dice people not even get halfway through bottle, but we all finish. I guess all three win? Next morning we wake from loud noise from Metolius that make me hit head on bed I under. I'm mad at first, but then we eat and drink and I feel better. We spend morning shopping at strange places. We try to sell things to other gnome who have plant dog. Then we get pot he say we can make our own. Another gnome have shop with magic stuff. She have scrolls with spells on them. Elduin play game trying to find out what they do. I just watch while others go to other shop. I see lots of gnomes here, but still none like me. Wonder if I ever get to see any again. Oh yeah, while they gone, others find man from swamp. He have guards and he sound mad. I hope they not let him find out we in shop.
Thank you, Loud Scout. So, as previously, three of you walk out of the blacksmith of the Red Dragonborn. Sadly, nothing in hand at the moment, though knowing his prices and what he can offer. You walk out to the street and hear a shrill voice. That's them! That's the ones I told you about! As the old man you met in the swamp and two guards, a taller, seemingly male figure, his body stockier, while the shorter and a bit more compact figure, possibly the female guard, start to run forward towards you.
Metolius turns to Rain and Grimtuck and says, "Don't worry, I think I have a plan."
Good, because I have one too. I'm wearing this awesome helmet.
Yeah, you should probably take that off.
You think doesn't it make me look badass?
Yeah, well, yes, but it looks threatening. And then he turns back.
I'm gonna follow you on this one, Metolius. I don't necessarily agree. Take Grimtuck will follow Metolius' lead.
As the three are moving towards you three, you see that there seems to be a bit of excitement as the old man seems to be making a racket. He's just like, yeah, I told you about them. They attacked me, and then I thought they saved me, and then they just accosted me. And as he continues on just this word vomit behind them, people start coming out of, like, poking out of their windows to look. It's a small town. And finally, as they make it up to you, the two figures now in effectively decent armor with that same symbol you saw before, the sprig of wheat and rose on them. The taller of the two kind of turns back and is very much a stoic individual and almost slow comparison to the old man freaking out behind him, and he goes, "Please, sir, calm down. We will take care of this from here." And you see the smaller figure next to him kind of turn back as well, her hand upon the old man's shoulder. And he goes, "Yeah, but they..." And as he kind of tries to chime in, you see her grip tighten around his shoulder and goes, "Sir, we have this. That's our job. Please, if you would stay calm as we deal with the situation." And the stoic man turns to you all and goes, "Mr. Buvoz here has said that you accosted him in the swamp. We don't allow bandits or ruffians in our town. What say you to these accusations?"
Good day, Constable. I am Metolius Blackthorn. I am but a humble holy man, one part minstrel, one part guide. And these are my compatriots.
Have you taken off the helmet?
I took it off when I was turned around, but I'm keeping it under my arm.
Sure. It's fine to own a helmet.
Yeah.
Grimtuck of the Shattered Chain tribe. And this is Rain.
Good Sir Blackthorn, I am Argon, town guard of our little Greyhurst. Now, it is troubling to hear one of our citizens say they were attacked no less by monsters, but also by individuals.
So he did mention the monsters, the ones that we, looking at the guy, saved his life from.
He did. Grimtuck of the Shadow Chain tribe. He mentioned...
It bit me right here. Hold on.
You actually... Oh yeah, he lifts up his arm and you see like the kind of long U shape stuck within his skin. Healed from healing in general.
It bit me twice.
But you see a nice scar growing under your like kind of deep green skin.
Unfortunately, it won't stick. It's a single tear.
It's true. But it'll go away soon, but you know, you'll know it's there.
Yeah.
And he kind of goes, he did. That's why you're not in chains at the moment. But...
Shadow Chain, that's funny. Sorry. Metolius. I'm just gonna... Grimtuck just pushes Metolius kind of to the front and takes a step backwards.
You see the kind of fair individual that was holding on to the old man kind of look at you all and goes, Captain Salk would like to have a word with you and discuss the current situation. He's fair, but he requires you in front of him now. Please, if you would follow us. You see her kind of motion a hand towards what seem to be manacles on her belt, and she goes, I wish not to use these, but if you do not, I will.
No, we will come with you willingly.
Yep.
I should say that there are two more of our party who are with us in the interest of transparency.
You hear...
Is this... Sorry, before the next thing... Okay, go ahead.
Well, actually, go for it.
I was going to say, is this commotion loud enough that we would have heard it from where we were?
Roll a perception check, Loud Scout and Elduin.
Now you scribble your scrolls.
Scribble scrolls.
Scribble
Scroll
scrolls.
scribblers.
Did I? I'm going to re-roll that because I didn't actually see what the number was.
It was
before I
cocked.
picked it up.
Loud Scout got a 14.
14?
Elduin got a 14.
You do.
Okay.
You're not... The blacksmith was only about 2 doors down
Okay.
from the scroll shop. And so you hear, not the entirety, but as soon as they meet with your party members, as soon as you hear that shrill old man's voice, like he's there, you know he's there.
Yeah.
Second I hear it, I'm just going to kind of look at Elduin real quick.
I'm going to go to the window if there is one.
Yeah.
Loud Scout's going to stay where he is.
And I'm
Stay
going
still.
to quietly look. I'm going to quietly watch the events unfold out the window.
Okay. And that's when you all hear Metolius note that you two... Well, Elduin would probably hear, because Metolius was speaking in a normal tone, that there were 2 other party members. And you hear the old man kind of chime in, yeah, that's what I told you! 5 of them! They all attacked me! And you see the female guard kind of turn to him and go, Mr. Buvoz, we have all we need. These men and women will be brought before Salk and dealt with in kind. Please, return to your orphanage.
Metolius pipes up and says, I think you should bring him with us.
It's only fair that he who levies charges against us is there to speak his word.
She kind of looks at you all and nods and goes, Fine, but please restrain yourself, sir, if these 3 are willing to bring you along. And he goes, fine, whatever. And he kind of starts to grumble and walk towards what he knows to be Salk's. Basically how it's kind of the town hall where the guard kind of is posted.
I turn back to Argon and the female and say, as I was saying, in the interest of transparency, we have nothing to hide. There are 2 more in our party, and we just need to fetch them, and then we can be on our way to Salk.
And he kind of...
And Metolius points back to the...
Sure. Argon looks over at his companion, and he goes, Daedal, please, if you would go retrieve their companions. can I get names for them so they know that we're not just random accosters ourselves?
The tall elfish gentleman would be Eldwin, and the short, dark-skinned gnome would be Loud Scout.
The Townsguard and myself do appreciate your forthcomingness. And he kind of nods, and Tato releases Ger and starts to move forward towards the scroll shop where you pointed out. And she does notice, Eldwin, that you're in the window. Or,
Okay.
let me rephrase that. Instead, Eldwin, while you see her walking towards the scroll shop, do you stay in the window looking?
No.
I didn't
don't.
think so. Do you walk back to your friend?
Yeah, I'm going to walk back to Loud Scout and say, Loud Scout, it looks like they're coming for us.
And you actually, at that point, you say that in front of the owner. Larval kind of looks at you and goes, coming for you? Why would they be coming for... Are you guys criminals?
We are not, but it seems there's a misunderstanding.
Okay, because I appreciate your love for magic and scrolls and things, but I don't want criminals in my establishment.
No, we're not
one-
criminals.
one-
We don't want trouble.
One quick question: the master of the orphanage, Mr. Buvoz, is there any word about him around town?
He does good work for the town.
Okay.
Takes in any stray children, and that's been, sadly with a few going missing.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, we can only give him praise for being the kind soul to do so.
Okay. So no racy rumors or anything of that
She kind
sort.
of turns her head and goes, "No, why? Do you have any?
Not yet.
If you do, will you tell me?"
Sure. I just need to deal with this matter, and I shall be back.
She kind of looks back and starts to reach over the counter for something and tumbles over, and you hear kind of a crash, and she lifts up a little book and it's like, "If you do, I can put it in my book. So please, just remember I'm here."
Can Loud Scout roll an insight check on that?
Yeah.
This gnome has a book of secrets. Seems suspicious.
High on the list of stealable things in town.
That's 14.
14? What are you trying to kind of...
I want to try and figure out why she would want to write down rumors about somebody, and if her intentions are malicious.
Her intentions don't seem malicious by any means. Why she is writing down rumors about people, you'd have to ask her yourself.
Okay.
But you do notice
Fair
that
enough.
there is no maliciousness in her nature. She just seems excited.
Okay.
Maybe it's a very slow town.
It seems that I will need to, that Loud Scout and I will need to leave soon. But how long have these children been missing?
Well, recently only, I know he was missing 2, and then, from what I heard, 1 more went missing. I heard some guards talking about it.
Okay.
So now 3 in total.
What were the circumstances of their missing status?
I don't know much. I don't really talk to Ger.
Okay.
He's kind of a recluse, but
see.
he works so much with the kids.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. And as that, the chime of the door kind of happens, and you see this fair looking female in armor step in. You do hear the kind of clank of manacles on her side, but she walks in and goes, "I politely request the presence of Eldwin and Loud Scout. Please, if you would come forward and follow me." And she kind of looks down. "I believe that's you two?"
Yes, my name is Eldwin Lunari. I am the emissary of Evermeet Isle. You might have heard of it.
She kind of thinks to herself and goes, "Not specifically, but if you would please follow me."
Yes. We will follow you.
And yeah, she goes, "My name is Daedal. I'm one of the guards here. Please, your party is waiting for us just down the way."
When she comes out, Grimtuck is going to try to take note of what she is armed with.
Sure.
Type of weaponry or in armor and things.
Yeah. The armor seems pretty basic. A breastplate and some just leathers underneath. A longsword at her hip. And what seems to be somewhat of a nice helm. Pretty standard guard flare. There seems to be a half cloak that most of the guards seem to be wearing. And on that is that same symbol. seems to be the general symbol for the town or something like that. But they all seem to be wearing it right upon their chest as like a connection, not a brooch specifically, but something like it. And then, of course, manacles. She has what seems to be 2 sets, not super heavy, just enough to put on and carry with.
Fair enough.
While she fetches the other 2 party members, Metolius is going to pull out his lute and not, like, go into a full performance, but he's kind of, like, playing around a little bit.
You kind of...
there's, like, a crowd, right?
More so, it's more like people hanging out their windows or out the front door. They haven't, like, surrounded you or
Right.
by any
People are
means.
still listening.
Yeah.
I started playing music.
Sure. Roll a performance check. And
I'd be delighted.
as this kind of happens, you see Ger kind of just, like, pacing back and forth. And you hear little just, like, take me, just take the mic. What'd you get?
24.
Oh. What'd you roll?
17.
Nice. And he kind of... You do that, and your lute kind of flows through the town. And you see a few people kind of coming out more now. Kind of walking to the grounds, hearing this performance. Which is very nice. No one seems to throw coin, obviously. That's not the point of this. But you see a good grouping kind of pour out. A few you know, a few you recognize. The old half-elf from the tavern last night seems to stand there at the edge of the crowd, kind of tapping her foot. But you see her eyes kind of move back and forth as though she's taking this all in. She's well versed in things like this, and she notices that you playing there's more to this situation than meets the eye.
Been around the block a couple times.
A good few.
Yeah, so she's like getting more of a feel for who we are.
Yeah, or just like the fact that Ger's there freaking out quietly. There's guards, and
It just looks like she probably is just like encased in this a little bit.
yeah, just taking it all in.
So we're all walking as a group down then.
You haven't yet.
basically.
Actually, at
As
this
they
point,
approach, I wrap
yeah.
up and I wrap up the song and I take a big bow and
You
I'm
see,
just beaming and smiling
Sure.
and just trying to be the light that an oath of the ancient paladin would be.
not a problem. You look back at Argon, and he is ice cold, straight faced about it, and just paid you no mind because you didn't do anything with that. Like, you didn't do anything physical towards the action of getting away, but he also wasn't super excited about you bringing a crowd. But more so is just because he wants this done and over with and off the streets. So you just see him just again, he's a very stoic individual. He's just
Well,
he just kind of huffs.
Look to all those who are smiling and I say thank you, thank you, thank you.
And Grimtuck will make a point on the walk back of saying hi to anybody who made friends with at the bar.
Sure. So you, Loud Scout and Elduin with Dadel, you meet up with the group, and she looks at Argon and goes, "They came just fine, no qualms, no worries. We should probably go back to Sulk now." And Argon goes, "Yes, let's get off the streets. We're drawing a bit of a crowd. Our Mr. Blackthorn seems to be an entertainer."
I did mention I was a minstrel of sorts.
Grimtuck's gonna look at Dadel. What's her name?
Dadel.
Dadel. See, you wear a sword. You know how to handle that?
She kind of looks at you.
Tuck, pick up that.
Yeah. She looks at you and goes, "Yes. Why do you need me to show you?"
Maybe after this is all said and done, but just in a friendly way.
Very rarely do I draw this sword in a friendly way. So, let's hope I don't have to.
You should open your mind to trying new things. I'm just saying.
She kind of looks at you and go, you see her hand move towards the manacles and go, "Let's just get going."
This whole time, Rain not being the most comfortable with cops.
Sure.
I'm pretty
Why
much.
is that, Rain?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, and you don't either.
But I'm being very careful to keep like my arms crossed the whole time, like so they can see where my hands are, and like just not really opening my mouth much.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
They don't try to take any of your weapons.
That's smart.
God damn it. They don't try to take any of your weapons. They do note them, or seem to like pay attention that, swords, shields, bows, all that, axes, of course. And goes, okay, please, let's step up. Let's go meet Captain Sulk. He'd like to talk to you all. And you are positive you want me to bring Mr. Buvoz? And goes, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I can't wait to see these people. And goes, sir.
Yes, bring
please,
the hysterical little man.
both of you, quiet down. And
Yes, we would like Mr. Buvoz.
he kind of starts leading you forward through the streets, making your way down just a couple side streets to this pretty large 2-story building. It's pretty wide. It's about a block, give or take. And you see a couple more guards standing outside. And on the way, I would say you saw the Aarakocra walking back with like a basket of foodstuffs. Mm-hmm. And of course you passed the old half-elf. Those are probably the two people you really gotten to know.
Yeah.
You may have even... Actually, roll a perception check for me.
Not great. That would be a 10.
Even a 10 works. You notice at the very far end of this, you notice the few of the guys that you were gambling with, and you see them kind of like... And they kind of yammer to themselves, but far away enough where they're just like, probably like, fucking knew it, cheater. And just like, they walk off all kind of hooting
Turn
and
around
hollering.
to
Yeah.
the garden. Just be like, have you ever killed one of those giant alligators in the swamp? I killed one.
I did.
I did. It was, I mean, we were all there, but
Oh
it
my
bit me right here. You can show this guy.
Which card are you talking to?
The female one?
Okay.
Bit me right in the side. Twice. Can you believe that? Twice.
If they have entered the town, we have killed them, yes.
Does that happen a lot? What about the frog guys?
Thankfully, those beasts usually stay far away. There's two.
So check this out. I yelled at one, and then the crocodile ate it. These guys will tell you it happened.
It's true, it did happen.
It was quite impressive.
Grimtech, correct? Grimtech?
Yes.
Please be quiet.
Can't tell stories in this town.
Not when you're with
No
this...
storytelling. Okay.
And she kind of like stops you and just like...
We're
And
just
she walks...
walking, just talking about friends. Talking amongst friends.
Perhaps later, friend, when our feet are less to the fire.
So, as you move forward into this giant building, the guards let you pass. And you see kind of Buvoz still doing that kind of pacing thing. He actually moves just a little in front of the guards that had been leading you. Keeping them between you and him. And you make it to this large, almost court-like room where you see a risen desk and chair. And there seems to be like, your basic flair for kind of old world courtroom. You have like somewhat of a mounted like antlers on the wall. You have another one of those symbols on the opposite over the door. And then you see an old man. Long hair tied back, well maintained, with a nice long beard. He seems to have a few scars here and there on his face. And his armor is worn but still well maintained. And he sits behind there on the raised platform. And as all of you walk in, Argon kind of chimes in and goes, Captain Sulk, these are the 5 people that Mr. Buvoz has called aggressors. And you see this old man kind of reach down and pull out this long scroll, kind of unwinds it and, rifles through a few notes on it. And he kind of goes,
Ah, yes. Mr. Buvoz claimed you saved him and then proceeded to attack him once the aberrant monsters were gone. Is that true?
Metolius sets down his shield and sword to the side, and he approaches and says, Good Captain, sir, we did not attack him, but one of my more insightful allies determined that he was up to no good in his opinion. And so we questioned him. And I used a bit of my God-given magic to keep him from fleeing, but otherwise he was not harmed and nothing was taken from him.
and he kind of sits there and thinks for a moment. And he goes, You assumed your companions were correct in believing that one of our townsfolk was not on the up and up about what they were saying. That then you cast a spell upon him without his permission.
I would give my life for my friends, and they would give their life for me, and I have come to trust what they say.
And he goes, This is troublesome. We don't usually have to worry about people like ourselves in front of my court. So, generally, I don't have to deal in this kind of judgment. Now, if you wouldn't mind, sir, I would like to also hear Ger's side of the story once again. Would that be okay with you?
That would be quite all right. Perhaps I could assist. I have knowledge of a spell that could create a zone in which that people are compelled to tell the truth.
He kind of thinks for a second, and he rolls an Arcana check.
Okay. Metolius will also chime in and say, I will do one better, and in the interest of transparency, I will include all of us, and that way you may ask whatever questions you want and receive truthful answers.
Or we could just go off of the simple logic that if we wanted to hurt the little man, after we'd killed the giant crocodile and 2 of the frogmen, he wouldn't be alive. I don't know why we're having this conversation. We meant this man no harm, and he left with his life, which is what he wouldn't have had Metolius not jumped in and saved his life.
Please, my friend. I know you are very emotional, and I love that about you. But
This is
just
farce.
let me offer my services.
But as your friend was saying, we must follow the court's ruling. I would like to hear all sides of the story and make my decision. Now, I, as well as my guards, are willing to allow you.
And he kind of thinks for a second.
Paladin, correct? That is where your magic stem from. Of what god do you serve?
Paladin is a word for it. I have heard before, yes. I serve Gwayron Windstrom, the consort of the forest goddess Maliki. And my power comes from her.
Not our god that we preach here, but one we know. Which is why I allow this spell. Now, to get one out of the way, please.
And you hear Ger kind of, Of course I'll submit myself to this spell. It's not a dangerous one, is it? And you see the old man kind of,
Mr. Buvoz, please, calm yourself. This spell will only allow the truth to be told and seen.
he goes, it's fine. Like, the truth should be seen, so these ruffians can have their just due. And
right.
he kind of bows to you, Metolius.
I make a 15-foot radius sphere so 30-foot diameter
Sure.
encompasses us all.
In the
probably.
courtroom, it encompasses everybody.
Alright, guess what? I hope you're all standing close to me. Everyone make a charisma saving throw.
As he does this, you see this kind of white shine burst forth from Metolius, spreading across, making this almost...
Ooh, actually, could I,
Yeah.
if you don't mind?
No, not at all.
I take the shield and I set it down, and then I whisper some words in Sylvan, and
Yeah.
the border glows,
Sure.
and then I move my hands, and the border expands.
Excellent.
So we're all encompassed in this shield of light, like a
Sure.
shield border
Super
of
rad.
light. Okay.
You actually, anyone outside of this room, because there are a few windows here and there, see a kind of quick glow emanate.
You all get a +4 to whatever you roll
Nice.
Excellent.
from myself.
That's
What's your
charisma
DC?
saving
That
throw?
gives Rain an 8.
Well, my DC is 15.
Okay.
So
And I know who is not affected by it, or I know who is affected by it.
Okay.
Either way, I know who it works for and who doesn't.
Grimtuck hits to a 10 with your +4.
Wow, you guys are telling me all your secrets. What about you?
Loud Scout got a 21.
Yeah, you're not saying shit.
So
Lucky for you, Grimtuck's
Elduin?
dumb. and doesn't do
Elduin
much.
got a 9.
Rain.
Good thing we didn't go with the
Oh,
lie
eight.
to the guards plan. About who we actually are.
Yeah.
In order, Sulk got a 10.
Okay. Just tell me, did Buvoz make it?
He did.
No!
Damn it.
Talk about your all-time backfires.
Damn it.
Here's what I'll do. After that, I will repeat the process and burn another spell slot and do it again.
Because you know that when he passes it, right?
I turn to Salk and say, I'm sorry that not everyone was under the influence of the spell, and I will have to recast it.
Sure.
So I do it again,
Okay.
and yeah, you all
It's a
get...
concentration.
I mean,
right?
I guess anyone who it already affected, we don't need to roll again because we're already affected by the first one.
Oh, it's concentration.
Oh, so it stops and starts again?
No, wait, hold on.
Is it concentration?
Oh, it's not.
So,
It just happens.
Okay.
Well,
But, so you guys who passed, you would need to make another roll.
Okay, everybody rolls.
Wait, I didn't pass. I failed.
No.
We failed the first time, so we're just...
Zone of Truth
there's
is
nothing
not
we can do about it.
concentration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
the
see.
first
So
Zone
I'm
of
just-
Truth
I'm
is
already-
technically...
Still.
You got
We're
it.
just being double zoned of truth,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Okay.
You're extra
Cool.
truthy.
Let's go. What'd you
Loud
get?
Scout got a 20.
Alright.
Word. Ger did not succeed this time.
Okay.
Good,
Thank God.
at least.
I have a +10 with your bonus.
Ger has a surprisingly...
Oh, right, myself. I
Yeah.
forgot.
He has a surprisingly high modifier.
Alright, I fail the first one.
So you doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Alright, that's fine.
You can fail your own.
I haven't lied.
Okay.
As
So,
far as I know.
knowing that everyone in the room has been affected, as far as he knows,
That's fair.
everyone in the room has been affected. He goes, excellent. My name is Captain Salk. What is your names? I figure introductions after a truth can be given.
My name is Mentolius Blackthorn.
I'm Elduin Lunare.
I am Grimtuck the Undying, heir to the chiefdom of the Shattershade tribe.
That actually had to be the truth. It just had the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to answer. That was not in character. That was just...
Yeah. I keep my mouth shut for a second.
Oh,
Loud Scout.
And you hear the other two kind of chime in, Argon and Data. I'm Ger Buvoz, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
I go by Rain.
This is gonna be good.
She's not lying.
That's true. That's true.
Excellent. Now that introductions are out of the way, please, Ger. And he goes, yes, Captain?
You're a captain too?
What?
Said captain. I helm a ship as well.
Oh,
This is.
He's talking about Captain Salt.
Oh, sorry.
Grimtuck, shut up.
I'm not that kind of captain, Mr. Tuck.
Just giggles to himself. Kind of confused.
So,
It's not hyphenated.
and he goes, please, Ger, if you would regale us with what occurred. And goes, of course. I was walking through the swamp, and I got hurt and ran and met these folks. They attacked the monsters behind me, and after defeating them, they told me I was lying, held me in place, and intimidated me to a point of almost urinating. I then was
Loud chuckles out loud.
I was
Not
then
lying,
let
He was very cowardly.
I was then let go and ran back to the orphanage. That's when after changing, I came to you and explained the current situation.
If I may, Mr. Buvoz, what was the nature of your injury?
I had cuts on my arms and on my torso.
Yes. But where did they come from?
The edges of those monsters' weapons.
I see.
Where else would they come from? I don't
Well,
carry
why-
a dagger.
Why were you in the swamp?
Searching for my children.
Everybody just.
Can one insight check somebody under a zone of truth? Is that even a thing?
I don't think
Yeah,
that's necessary.
definitely.
I
You
mean-
could.
I'm gonna insight check his answers.
Sure.
Well, you could
I mean,
maybe I don't know.
just in case there's some
You
shady
could also,
shit.
well, instead of insight, see,
Never mind.
you have to. I would say you assume knowing this spell and knowing what Metolius said that he is speaking the truth. What you could do, and I think what you were trying to get at, is you could press the issue if you so chose.
Which Metolius was considering as well.
And he goes, "Thank you, Ger. Now, who would like to speak for your cadre? Not all at once, and though I believe you would tell the truth, Grimtuck, I would like you to hold off, as your exuberance is a bit overwhelming in our current situation.
I get that.
Metolius, you are speaking for us, for them. What happened?"
It is as he said. I heard his cries for help. I saw that he was in trouble, and I rode as hard as I could and intercepted the frogmen and their mounts. Admittedly, I underestimated their mounts' ferocity. After defeating them, we picked this gentleman back up off the ground, and
I offered you a place to stay and reward. Shushing me? And Salt kind of looks down and goes, "Mr. Buvoz,
sir, I gave
that's
you.
enough."
I gave you your due. You'll give me mine.
And he kind of steps back as Salt's word seems to be very much not only law by title, but law.
Metolius gestures towards Loud Scout and says, "Loud Scout, tell Captain Sulk what made you feel like this man was not trustworthy."
Shifty. He seemed uneasy, like he not tell truth. He once we find him, he say he stopped talking about children and only want us to come back to town.
And he kind of looks at you and then looks back at Buvoz and goes,
Ger, is this true? Did you, in fact, stop your search for the children to offer them residence at your orphanage?
and he goes, what? No, I mean, after... yes, but... it was getting late. Wasn't it? Yes. It was getting late. I didn't think we had a chance, and I was injured.
Captain, one other reason, we've heard Loud Scout's intuition as to why we thought something was amiss. For myself, after his run-in with these creatures from the swamp, I used a bit of magic to clean him up, to clean off the muck, and to bandage his wounds. And upon doing so, discovered that the wounds he was suffering from didn't really exist. There was not nearly as much damage to this individual as he was indicating.
And granted, what you found was more that it was more so very surface level. Not that it wasn't there, it was just very...
Do you want
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I think reminding you what you saw is fine. And he goes, interesting.
Ger, if you would be willing to show us these wounds, it's been no more than a day. Anything egregious should still be visible. You have not seen the chaplain, have you?
And he goes, no, not yet. I don't feel I need to disrobe.
These individuals are claiming that you lied. I would like to see proof that you are not one.
And he goes, no, they healed up when Metolius over here healed me. So I sadly would not be able to show you the damage that was done.
That's true, Captain. I did use some of my power to heal him.
He kind of takes a second. Sulk.
Sulk does? In
Sulk
that
takes
second, Metolius turns to Buvoz and says, have you been to the swamp before?
Yes.
Have your children been to the swamp before?
He kind of looks at you and goes, what do you mean, have my children?
You claimed that when we ran upon you, that sometimes your children play, and sometimes they play outside. The entire point of you being in the swamp was looking for your children. To your knowledge, before this, have you ever accompanied your children into the swamp? Have you taken them anywhere in the swamp?
Yes, I have brought them into the swamp before, but never far.
Did you take them to the frogmen?
I don't appreciate what you're insinuating.
Why don't you answer the question?
I don't think I have to.
Sulk, perhaps you should ask him. You're the law here.
Yes, Sulk.
And as you both kind of chime in and turn, he looks at you, and there seems to be a bit of, I would say, anger in his eyes as you both chime in to, not intentionally so, but tell him how to do his job. And he kind of goes,
I understand what you are trying to do, but I also believe I can do this myself. Thank you. Now, Mr. Buvoz, answer the question.
He goes,
Ger.
He goes, And he kind of looks down and starts milling it over, and you see Sulk snap his fingers. And Argon has an arm on him. And then Daedal follows up. You hear a quick clank as the manacles attach around his wrists. And Sulk goes, "With this spell, you should be able to tell the truth. I have seen this used before, and I am concerned at your limited ability to answer, Mr. Buvoz. Guards, please, escort him to his sleeping chambers. We have much to discuss."
Perhaps, Captain, we should fly him for a little more information while we have this opportunity to get the truth.
If he is willing to, is the issue, I believe.
He could be coaxed.
We are not
Well, none of that grim talk.
going to torture.
Your words.
My fighter and Grimtug would get along. Breaking fingers is like his thing.
No harm will come to Mr. Buvoz until I deem it necessary.
Yes, Judge.
I am
Or, well, yeah. I'm sorry, Captain.
Thank you.
Get it right.
I'm Arbiter Sulk.
Friendship is magic, and magic is heresy.
Buvoz, what lies in the swamp?
What payment did you receive for these children?
Good question.
I received no payment for these children.
What boon did they give you?
No boon.
Why would you take the children into the swamp?
I'm not answering any more of your questions.
Grimtuck's nails crack. So difficult not to kill you.
And he
Grimtuck,
kind of like
please.
leans over.
Oh, that was out loud.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry,
He
true.
kind of leans over and goes, "The struggle is real."
Sulk, you're a man of the law. You understand the law in this city, right?
I think we can.
As I am the law of this city, yes.
What is the fine for spitting on a man?
In the presence of
Spits on him and just throws down a gold coin.
God fucking damn it.
And he spits not on Sulk. On
No,
okay.
No
yeah.
shit. And he looks at you and goes,
I will only allow that once. And truthfully, you should be in chains yourself. Do not do that again.
Grimtuck, please. Have a modicum of restraint. For just a few more minutes.
Though I agree, Metolius, it is good to use what you have cast upon him.
No, I agree.
To our
I think
advantage,
we're done here.
I have seen the limits of this, and it is truthfully...
Sorry.
So
Sorry, the
truthfully.
DM just almost puked.
Puked on his truthiness.
Yeah.
No, in the ability to not say anything, though damning, detracts from what we can learn.
It's true.
We can only assume the worst. He is now within my care.
How much time we got left on this spell here?
How long is the spell last?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? I mean,
Are we 5 minutes?
probably about halfway, yeah. About 5 minutes in.
Alright. Okay.
And it follows you, or at least your shield, where you put it down.
Oh, I guess that's true. No, I choose a point.
Eh.
On the point of my choice within range. I
Alright.
assume it's immobile, but that's fine.
Sure.
Yes, Sulk, you should probably... You are right. We will not get anything useful out of him.
No, but it concerns me that he is unwilling to tell us more.
again, damning evidence as it was.
Well, we should discuss what to do next then.
I agree.
While they take him to the stocks, maybe?
As you say that, he does snap his fingers, and the two guards lift Ger up by the sides of his arms and walk him out the door.
Yeah. This is sweet.
And he goes,
Love
now, Paladin. And he goes,
Paladin.
Salt kind of looks at you all and goes, now, we will discuss things, and there will be no more outbursts in my court.
Shrugs.
As you are new to this town, you do not know the laws here. You can assume, but you don't know. So please, no more spitting. It's rude.
Grimtuck just can't say shit.
Please do not.
Why are you in my town? After all, I don't recognize any of you. You seem to be new, outsiders. We don't get many of those.
Grimtuck just shakes his fucking head.
Damn it. I mean, I could end the spell, but I was really hoping to get a few minutes alone to ask some people questions, but that's fine.
I mean, you
You
still
can
got.
think of a choice way of saying it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you could just say,
That's
like,
true.
we are travelers who are.
We are headed to Moor Beach,
Yeah.
where we intend to set sail for Centaur.
Interesting.
But our aims tend to shift as we move along. Like, for instance, now, it falls upon our responsibility with today's act, and he puts down 100 gold, to put forth money to take care of orphans who now have nobody to care for them. I will not be responsible for them being put out.
Your charity is impressive, Gruntuck.
Not that I want to, so I'm responsible because you had to go save that peasant's life in the middle of a swamp.
Grimtuck, before your party is ripped apart because of choices in a swamp,
We're tearing
ourselves
apart.
do not worry about his orphans. They will be taken care of, though. The donation is greatly appreciated. Are you willing to leave that for them?
I'm honor bound to at this point. They would have a caregiver, although obviously malicious, were it not for us.
Our chaplain of the Church of Shantou will be watching the children. She is old, but she is motherly. She knows how to take care of them.
If she is a holy person, same as Metolius, then I would trust her.
I would trust her with my life.
Fair enough.
She has saved me a good few times.
Captain Sulk, perhaps we could rid the swamp of this menace for you in exchange for some payment. We are in search of ways to pay for our traveling expenses, and we desire items from your local shops.
And he kind of looks at you and goes, I could offer you, as in you venture into the swamp and clean it out. Or are you saying, what do you wish to do to earn this?
I was saying we could enter the swamp and put an end to this frog business.
I would appreciate it, but I also would not be able to tell you what awaits you in there.
That's fine.
The frogs seem to have somewhat of a loose society.
If Buvoz did take the children to them, perhaps they are still alive.
They could be. I have been gathering men to go and search, but if I could keep them here and have you all search for me, I would certainly be excited to offer you coin.
I don't think any child should have to suffer the despair of a black fate like that. And I feel somewhat honor bound to my god as Rain rolls her eyes IRL.
It's that very thing.
In game
Both-
and IRL.
Both Grimtuck and Rain just look at each other.
And we're like, this shit.
If you are offering, you can be our sword for our town. Find what you can about the children. Clear out the swamp of as many of these monstrosities as possible. Make it back. What is it that you will bring to prove you do not just walk the edge of town?
Severed heads.
How about
Grimtux loves severed head.
how about something a bit smaller? Maybe
Thumbs.
a hand.
Oh. Fair.
Well,
Do they have hands? I don't remember.
They
They
do.
do have
They
hands.
do have
Okay.
hands.
We shall take trophies, and you shall know. You shall know what we defeat.
I would.
This would please me, but I am just but one of 5. And I would not survive on my own. So,
I think by this point also the spell fades.
okay. That's fine.
I think in life we've talked more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So the spell at that point, as you say that, fades. The shield, the like kind of spectral shield dissipates, and your shield goes dormant again. And he goes, "Well,
The offer is on the table. What about you four? Do you wish to help us find these children?
These are my war band. I go where they go.
Same.
Loud
I'm
Scout
in.
shakes his head.
I can offer you." He kind of thinks about it for a moment. He goes, "I can offer you, let us say, 5 gold per trophy. I know their numbers are vast.
Grimtuck's looking at Metolius.
5 per trophy, you say?
Per hand.
Per hand. Make it 10. We are in need of many supplies.
He kind of thinks for a second. I'll make it 10. And I will add an extra 50 if you bring back any of the children for each of them.
Dead or alive?
How about
Because we prefer alive. But if I find a dead kid, I think we should
100
probably still
for
bury it.
alive?
Oh, that's a good idea.
roll persuasion."
Yeah.
Oh. Natural 20.
I would appreciate you bringing back either, if you could, but I will offer you 100 if any of them are still alive.
I think that is something we can all agree to.
That's fair.
One
Scout shakes his head again.
One final
Absolutely.
question, Captain Sulk. What sort of standing are we in with you and this community, and what sort of standing will we be in if we are successful in this?
My opinion on you has definitely changed as you've walked in and proved the almost orphanage leader to be worrisome. So, my belief in your side of the story is definitely there. I do not know you. I have no prior knowledge of you, minus what I heard from him. It does not seem to be true. Your standing after you come back, if you bring back anyone, or are able to clear out some of the swamp or all of it, you will be somewhat heroic. Is that all you ask?
He meant
You-
legally.
I mean that we will not be under duress from you or the townsfolk. It is my desire to explore your wonderful country, and I do not wish to do so under watch from suspicious parties.
Minus my asking of your presence in front of me, you have not been put in chains. You have been led here by my guard so that you could discuss with me what will come next. I will not
send anyone after you. Do not worry. I do not believe you need babysitters.
Oh, what I think my
Appreciate
friend
that.
means is that if somewhere else were to come along looking for us,
He kind of
At
sits
that-
back in his chair at that. What? Continue.
At this point, Grimtuck's gonna, before you jump in, say, "Are we free to leave? We're not under arrest."
You are not under arrest.
He's gonna tap Rain on the shoulder and just be like, "Let's get out of here."
Yeah.
Turn around. I don't mean to Shanghai the conversation, but once we get outside, and be like, "Rain,
Yeah.
before the guards get there, you should go check out that orphanage before they tear the place apart."
That's
I
not
was
bad.
gonna say something about that.
So
Yeah,
we
I
will
wanted
do that too. Rain's gonna be able
Time.
to do it alone better than any of us.
Time out.
True.
I mean,
Okay.
You guys walk out of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
room.
yeah.
We turn back
No,
to
no,
this.
no, that's-
And as they leave,
Mhm.
he goes, "You are not under arrest. We will not harry you. My guards were sent as messengers, not as jailers. And you said if someone comes looking for you, what do you mean? Are you...
I just want to know what kind of man you are. If someone came along and was looking for someone, what would you tell them?
He kind of, again, kind of shifts in his chair and kind of leans over at you. I would tell them the truth. What is it you want me or expect me to tell them? What should I expect in my town?
I just wanted to know if you were going to tell the truth or not.
Why would I do anything else?
I don't know. If we become in good standing with you, then we would be friends. And people do all sorts of things for their friends.
Kind of looks at you and just like... What are you asking me, Metolius?
I'm not asking you anything, sir. Actually, I am asking you something. Could we get the key from Buvoz and go investigate the orphanage before we take off to go hunt down?
Yes, that is a wonderful idea. It might give us some clue as to where the children would be in the swamp.
Ooh, okay. Persuasion with advantage.
I think you should roll it because I like that chime in a lot.
Yeah.
I think you should.
That definitely.
Surprised he's giving you guys the key. I thought he'd tell us to fuck
He
off.
didn't
He
say
hasn't
yes
said anything
yet.
Persuasion is... That's going to be a 9.
Oh wow! I should have totally rolled
With a
that.
+4 from his aura?
No, that's only saving.
It's only saving throws. And he looks at you and goes, "Why? I am already offering you payment. You ask to break into what could be a crime scene?"
No, not break into. We would accompany you and your guards there.
If your guards have not done it, we just wanted to look at the orphanage. It's where Buvoz lives. Maybe there is some explanation for his motives.
Yes.
Kind of looks at you and goes, "It has been no more than 20 minutes. My guards have done nothing. But if you're willing for an accompaniment, you may go with my guards to search the orphanage."
Yes.
But the key might be important. It may
Excuse me.
unlock some secret thing that Buvoz possesses. It could
Sure.
lead us to his diary
He kind
or some other.
of looks
bit of
at you.
evidence.
If it wasn't for my concern for the children, I would say no to this kind of inquiry, but my guards will have the key while they go with you.
Very well. Thank you for your time.
Make sure that you leave in the morning for this.
Oh yes, I wouldn't dream of go mucking about a swamp this late in the day.
Okay. And he kind of sits back and goes, "You're excused. I believe our business here is done. I have many things to deal with at the moment.
As everyone files out, Metolius will be last, and he will give a deep bow. And I say, "The lady thanks you." And he gives Salk a wink and a grin, and he closes the door.
He hears that, and before you leave, you hear just a very quiet chuckle. Not in a bad way, just in an acknowledgement. So, as this is all going down, before that, as they are having this conversation, Rain and Grimtuck, you walk outside before knowing that you have the option to go with the guards to do this.
Yeah.
And you Grimtuck looks over at Rain, you say...
Obviously, money can buy your way out of a lot of problems.
True.
Like Gold's Ladder. But anyways, we should go check out that tower.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, or maybe you should. I'm not as good at that stuff.
I have no problem going myself.
By all means, I'm not going to accompany you. I'm lumbering and huge.
Are you going in before they all get out?
I mean, would I go without talking to them first, though?
Is the question.
It's up to you.
You have to make that decision yourself.
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
We didn't know how much longer they were going to be in there. I was thinking to get it, make a break for it before the guards went in. I didn't know our people were going to get access to it.
Right, exactly.
Well, also, I wanted to get out of that room because Grimtuck doesn't do well in courtrooms.
But justice was served!
Kind of. I mean, we don't know if this guy's going to get the axe.
I actually don't think I would without consulting the rest of the party first.
Cool.
So I do not go.
Fair enough.
Well, then
Then
the guards.
a few minutes later...
Now let him
a few minutes later, you three walk out and meet your other companions out in front of the courthouse. And...
We're going to the orphanage to look for clues.
Oh. Word. Let's do that.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Metolius.
Not just Rain.
You see the same two prior guards, Argon and Dadel, come back out and join you. And as she walks out, you see a big sigh as she sees Grimtuck, because she knows that she was ordered to do this.
Is she what is her racial status?
You haven't seen her anything but her, just like the front of her face.
Oh, okay.
But she has very fair features. They seem a lot softer than like human.
Okay, but she's about a human.
She's about human height, maybe a little shorter.
All right.
She kind of syncs up to be someone like you, half elf maybe.
Oh, okay.
Again, fair features, but still not like Elduin fair.
Yeah, he's a handsome
Because he's just
man.
fucking pretty.
He's a pretty
I'm so
man.
fair.
Yeah.
Elduin sort of
okay.
swishes his hair back and forth as this
With
conversation
my
is
hair
happening.
back. Yeah.
So she sighs and comes down the...
Well, her Argon, stoic as ever, and Dadel kind of, okay. And she walks up, and she's the first to kind of chime in and go, "We are to accompany you to the orphanage and search and see if we can find anything of Mr. Buvoz." And
Fair.
Argon goes, "Yes, and I'm here to make sure that nothing is misplaced without reason." He kind of looks at you all.
All right.
That's fair. You don't know us.
I don't know you.
Grimtuck's just going to start walking towards the tower.
Okay.
I follow.
Sure.
We confirm that the tower is the orphanage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You at
On my
Because
drunken
I'm like-
evening of
Walk
drunkenness.
to a random building.
Yeah. No.
actually along the way, you see this what seems to be a very, I would say, simple looking building that you see as you walk past it, and out from there, this older gray, long gray braids kind of flowing down, shorter and in very simple robes, halfling walks out, and you see the age in her face, and she goes, I think I'm needing of assistance. If you could all just I'm walking with you."
Beg pardon?
And you hear the guards kind of chime in and goes, "Yes, this is the chaplain.
Oh,
She had already gotten message that we were on our way."
we made a sizable donation to the orphanage that I guess you run now. Congratulations.
You're now a matron.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, the children are very nice, so that's always good. And she goes, interesting. You're all very interesting people. Well then, please, let's be on our way. I must get to work. I believe it's getting around dinner time. And the small halfling
Introduce
starts.
myself.
Sure.
I'm Metolius Blackthorn. What is your name?
Fane Goodsong.
Fane Goodsong. Pleasure to meet you.
Of course. And yeah, she seems very warm. Just like kind of a grandmotherly kind of look to her. She goes, hey, you're all here to come to the orphanage too? You're all helping?
We are indeed helping.
We're helping with the search for the children. We are starting at the orphanage and moving from there.
Oh, I heard that was terrible.
What did you hear?
Well, that they're missing. That's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is terrible, and we intend to set out upon the morrow to
Excellent.
journey into the swamp and slay whatever foul beasties lay within.
Well, that is good. May Shantae bless you all.
And Maliki bless you.
And she kind of, she kind of nods, and as she does, she...
And piss on Malar. Grimtech doesn't worship any other. He just hates other gods.
That's fine. And he kind of, she kind of follows you and goes, I will say, Saul must trust you very well. He didn't even talk to the mayor at all about this. He just, you're all here in town helping out. Brave adventurers, we don't get those a lot, so.
Somehow I doubt that.
Okay. I apologize. I don't believe I'm lying, but that's fine.
Why would Salk need us to consult the mayor?
Well, I mean, he is the ruling body of the town. Salk may be the law, but...
No one's above the law.
Steven
God damn
Seagal.
Oh man, I had to
I mean,
it was hard to say that with a straight face.
This just in. Metolius is Chuck Norris.
I'm okay with this.
and she kind of looks at you and goes, well, Mr. Hagthrow makes most of the decisions. Hagthrow?
Hagthrow.
Hagthrow.
Okay.
He is the mayor. He makes all of the, usual decisions. I mean, but I'm guessing it was something that had to deal with law and order of the town, so of course
Or urgency.
Sure.
Who knows what the state of the
and
children
of course,
is.
Sulk is well traveled, and he's a very good soldier, so he knows what's.
It definitely concerned the law and justice.
Of course.
I have a question. What is... does the mayor report to anyone?
Well,
Super mayor.
well, yes, of course. I mean, we're under a ruling body.
And who is the ruler? Sorry, I'm from out of town.
It is the Duchess, Cassandra Atawine.
Ah, okay, yes. I've heard of her before.
I have never met her, but I hear she is very beautiful.
That would do a ruling lady justice.
Yes. But yes, the mayor deals in taxes and things like that, so he deals with her very closely.
I see. I wonder, does Cassandra or her forces ever come out often? I'm curious.
I've never seen her, so probably not.
Okay.
I mean, I've been here for quite a long time.
A
They
pity.
haven't
Pity.
dispatched anyone to deal
I
with
pity-
the frogmen problem?
We have guards. I'm
we
guessing
have guards.
they believe
Yeah,
Sulk has
I'm-
taken care of it.
I was merely curious. I guess in order to meet this wonderful Cassandra, I'll have to go to another town.
Well, no, you could always go to her castle. It's just eastward from here, and just follow the coast, and that's where I hear the keep is.
Oh, fantastic! I'll have to go there someday.
Yeah, I hear it's quite a sight.
Indeed. Well, thank you.
Of course. Such interesting people.
While all this is going on, are they like up towards the front, or like the guards? Are
Yeah,
they like
the
towards
guards are
front?
absolutely. They're leading.
So I drop back to whoever. Loud Scout drops back to whoever's like furthest back.
I'm guessing it's Rain.
Probably me.
So I drop back by Rain, and he pulls out a bottle of brandy and takes a swig and passes it to her.
And I take it.
Without looking up at her, Loud Scout says, just kind of like between the two of them, "See, I tell you, he no good."
Yeah, I trusted your instincts. That's for sure. And the brandy back.
Lascott takes another swig. I hope we find nothing bad.
I hope we're not in over our heads.
Me too. And he takes another drink.
So yeah.
I really hope.
So you all make it to the tower. It's pretty tall. You've passed a couple like guard towers along the way, and this definitely sits higher than them.
Okay.
At the so it's seemingly about like 3 floors. Maybe it was something prior and it got remade into the orphanage.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty standard width and like length of a building, a front door to it, and a bunch of simple windows along the sides.
So it's like taller than the guard towers, but it's other than that, it's not like necessarily.
It just stands out for its height more than anything
Yeah,
else.
like it's not like super
And
showy.
it is alone, and there are no buildings around it,
Okay.
which is interesting. At least a good couple 100 feet around it, there are no buildings.
Okay.
So it seems to be at the very top of the town, closest to the wood line.
So from the outside of the building, if I were counting floors by how many windows there are, 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
a ground floor and then
And
2
2
above
up.
it.
Okay.
And so yeah, they unlock. The guards walk up, unlock the door, and you see, as Fane kind of goes to the front as she's about to walk in, you see her reach into a little bag to her side and pull out a small rose and put it in one of her braids, and then just a sheaf of wheat and kind of wrap it in the other. And she kind of ties her braids back into this nice little bun, and it looks almost like a very simple crown that way. And she looks at you all and goes, "Okay, well, I gotta start cooking. So I will, if you all need anything or are hungry at any point during your searches, just let me know. I'll be there. I'll make sure the children stay out of your way too."
Do you normally cook for the children?
No, but whenever they come to the church, I do. And sometimes we of the church go out and offer them food and things.
Okay.
It's always good to give back to the community.
Of course.
And so she walks in and kind of disappears. And you hear the sound of, footsteps above. As it's not nighttime, the kids are still like awake and around. And you see like little toys, wooden toys spread out. Little wooden dragons and bears and things like that. A couple stuffed animals here and there, and a few books lining the walls. Pretty basic setup, but seems to be a well put together building as you all kind of follow the guards in. And the guards kind of look.
It's made of stone on the outside?
It is.
Okay.
The guards kind of look at you all and go. Specifically, Argan looks at you all and goes, "Okay, please do not. If you find something, please inform us immediately. Do not destroy anything to find anything. Just search. You have a decent amount of free reign on this place. I will say, if it helps at all, I know that Buvoz's bedroom is on the first floor," and he kind of points down the hallway and goes right at the end of the hall.
Does he have a study or a reading room?
I believe it's more just a combination. He lets the other rooms be taken up by
The children. That makes sense. Alright. Perhaps some of us should look outside as well. Around the grounds.
Sure.
Is there a
I can do that.
basement?
Me and Teak can take the grounds.
Are you asking him if there's a basement, or do you know?
I'm asking Argan. If there's a basement.
To my knowledge, there is, yes.
Okay.
Right. You should make inquiries of the children.
Yes.
Kind of laughs.
Interpersonal.
Personable.
Elduin's going to, instead of heading into the house, is going to make his way out and sort of have a friendly moment with Teak before throwing him up into the air.
Sure.
And I'm just going to sort of look through Teak's eyes and survey the ground, see if there's anything out of place, see if there's any, like, tracks that lead away into the swamp or something like that.
Okay.
Around.
Roll a perception check.
Gladly.
Or a
Since
frogman
it's through,
hiding in the
since
woods.
it's Teak, he has advantage on sight.
Well, that's what you're doing.
Or like outside buildings, if there's any like exterior
Yeah, that's
sheds or
Oh, I'm not rolling well today, but I
Store
think this is...
rooms.
That's decent.
That's decent.
Grimtuck will have to go make a survival check eventually, too.
Is
Find tracks or anything.
Where should we start?
17.
17.
Perception 17.
So, as Eldwin, as you throw Teak up and he starts to spiral around, you notice a few things. You notice that the tree line cuts very close to the building itself. It's only about maybe a full 100 feet away from the back door. There's a back door. And there seems to be a few bushes here and there, but nothing crazy. And the swamp starts very quickly into the trees. You actually notice that it catches a little bit of the dying light of the sun as it starts to kind of set. And you see a few shines intermittent between these trees. You don't see any footprints or anything leading off. But as T kind of circles around one last time, you see a blue-skinned young tiefling boy sitting in the top window of the orphanage, staring out and kind of eyeing the bird and then you. Very heartily. Just giving a very stern look at both of you.
So, like, inquisitive or, like, upset or... What does stern mean,
Concerned.
I guess? Concerned about what I'm doing.
Yes.
Okay.
And at that point, we'll meet you guys on the next episode of the Swordcast Adventures.
Oh, man.
Woo! That boy is Satan.
This is the Omen? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Hey everybody, Chris here. As usual, you can always check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, Libsyn, Podbean, and anywhere else that aggregates to those sites. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at The Swordcast, or on our website, www.swordcastadventures.com, our Tumblr at www.tumblr.com/blog/TheSwordcastAdventures, on our Twitch at twitch.tv/SwordcastAdventures. We've also have us on YouTube, where all of our new episodes come out, as well as any live streams or other videos will be placed up there. Sadly, at the moment, with a low subscriber count, we have a very long URL, so I'll make sure to leave a link on our websites and on our socials so you can get there if you'd like, if that's easier for you. Also, the Swordcast, as I said in the last episode, now has a Patreon at www.patreon.com/theswordcast. We're super excited about it. We actually have our first Patreon. Thank you, Kendra Platt, for being our first patron. And yeah, as our very first patron will be enjoying, we have great reward tiers, as well as some really good ones planned out if this all continues to work out so well. Also, guys, we set up a Discord so that you all can talk to us personally. Not only myself as the DM, but also the crew, whoever is on that day. We have a lot of really fun chat channels. We also have a lot of ideas for things to come. I'm trying to work on an in-chat D&D game for anyone on the Discord who wants to join. But we'll figure that out as it goes. For now, otherwise, our next episode comes out on July 2nd. And yeah, we're super excited about seeing a bunch of new stuff come forward. If you haven't gotten to see it yet, man, I hope you have. Our artist/Grimtuck, Elijah, has gotten our new logo out, and whoo man, does it look good. And as usual, we love you all. Don't worry, you'll hear from us soon.